Hey guys, it's me Temmie with Tomorrow Designs, and today I have a super fun room design for you guys. So last time we did the mid-century modern living room, and of course I loved that room. But today I have something a little bit more on the fun and whimsical side, you could say. So actually today I have a room that is inspired by a movie. And I went ahead and chose to do a dorm room, so there will be 2 beds and 2 sides to this room. And I couldn't imagine a better movie to make that dorm room inspired by than Wicked, because Wicked is super popular right now. I've watched it 3 times, so it's super good and one of my favorite movies as of recently. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So here we have our title slide where we obviously can see already how cool this room is going to be. We've got the green and the pink gradient for Elphaba and Glinda. That was just a really cute little touch that I happened to add for this room. So here we have the texture and palette page, and guys, you can already see how cute this room is going to be. I won't lie, at first when I took on this challenge, because it was a challenge, I did not think I would be able to find a way to make pink and white or pink and gold for Glinda's side and green and black, such a contrasting color scheme, to mesh really well. But honestly guys, it turned out a lot better than I thought. So I am very happy to go ahead and take you guys through the process here in a minute. But let's just go ahead and take a look at some of the really cool details we can see in the texture and palette page. So one of the first things that I instantly gravitate towards on this page is the Elphaba and Glinda pillows. Now, I believe these were from Amazon, and I'm pretty sure either Amazon or Walmart. It'll be in the description, but wherever they were from, I literally was like, these are so perfect, I have to use them. So I made sure to include them in the design. Now, speaking of Elphaba and Glinda, as you can see, I definitely have a Glinda inspired look on today, with the pink shimmery eyeshadow, and then I've got some really cute little rings that I'm wearing that are Elphaba and Glinda inspired, and then I've got my pink shirt, of course. But I'll be honest guys, I think I'm more of a Elphaba than a Glinda. I don't know, I think I'm just a little mix of the both. Anyways, you can kind of tell there's like a little bit of a gradient going on, and I didn't even intentionally do that. I just meant for the sides to reflect each of the girls. So Elphaba's, of course, I'm sure you can see a little hint to one of her prized possessions that actually Glinda gave to her. So we've got her little hat in here, and then, you know, you can go ahead and take a few guesses at what some of this other stuff is. This one, oh my gosh, that, I'll just go ahead and say it was a painting. I was like, it's so Elphaba, we have to put it in. And then you can see as well, I have a couple personal pictures for both the girls on both of their sides. I thought that was a really cute touch because, of course, like, it has to be personalized. I'm not going to spoil too much. Let's go ahead and get straight into the room design. All right, so we have our blank slate, and I don't know about you guys, but I think it would be the smartest idea to start with the flooring so that we have a base to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in our wooden flooring. I believe this was from Home Depot. And then let's go ahead and bring in our first wall. This wall actually will be the back wall for the space. That one's not going to be customized for either of the sides. In this case scenario, this would be the dorm room's original color. The mid-century modern living room that we just designed actually had some really tall walls. So that one didn't have a ceiling featured, but this space, because it is a dorm room, and unfortunately dorm rooms usually have kind of short ceilings, we will be seeing the ceiling. So let's go and grab that. All right, so we've got our fixed ceiling, and then let's go ahead and start with Glinda's wallpaper. So as you can see, I've went ahead and I've added Glinda's wallpaper. So she's got the cute little flowery wallpaper. I thought that just really fit her sense of style. And it does have little pops of green throughout because of the little leaves that are coming off of the flowers. That will definitely help tie the space together, create some unity. Let's go ahead and bring in Elphaba's wallpaper. So I went ahead and I brought in Elphaba's wallpaper. So she does have a very contrasting sense of style to Glinda's, of course. So we've got the really dark wallpaper with little gold accents throughout. I want to make this space uniquely them, and I'll be doing that with a little bit of stylization, making sure that it optimizes the aesthetics of the space, but also staying true to who the girls are. So I did want to include a stylish black wallpaper for Elphaba. So here I have the one and only window that you're gonna see in this space, because a lot of dorm rooms sadly are super drab and don't have any natural light source. My dorm room that I had my freshman year of college just had one small little window. This one does have one window, because I'm trying to stay realistic here. You're not going to get much more than one window, let alone one this big. So yes, they've got their window right in the center of the two sides. Oh, once again, that curtain, as well as the curtains in the last video, I didn't source. So if you're wondering where it's from, I don't know. But honestly, both the curtains from this video and the last one look very similar. Our first piece of furniture is a piece that will set the stage for all the other furniture to come. I scoured the internet for hours. I'm not even kidding. For hours just to find a rug that I thought was suitable for the space. And I did land on a really cool one. There really wasn't any green and pink rugs or any that would fit the style that I was going for. There was a lot of like geometric type rugs, but that just wasn't going to go with the space. So I went for this kind of tapestry like floral rug instead. So I think to start, I would like to go from left to right. So we'll start with Elphaba's side and then move on to Glinda's side once we finish Elfie's side. First off, I have a really nice bed for Elphaba to sleep on in the dorm room. So she does have these gorgeous green silk sheets, and I'll go ahead and spoil, Glinda has a pink version of these for her bed. I wanted to find a tall black backboard. I think it totally fits her vibe. The next piece that we're going to pull for Elphaba is something that I did mention on the texture and palette page, and it is something sentimental to her. So I went ahead and found Elphaba's hat that she wears to the Ozdust ballroom. That's just her signature hat. I mean, everyone, when you think of Elphaba, you think of that hat. So of course I had to include that hat. I went ahead and put it on her little backboard of her bed, just so that like when she wakes up in the morning, it's right there to just put on. Let's get to the next item. So Elphaba's next item is this really cute bench that is going to sit right in front of her bed. I specifically chose this bench because it does have that exact green tone that we see in the rug. I didn't want to just stick with that, I would say, warmer toned green that we see over there, kind of like an olive color. I wanted to also bring in some forest green as well. Half the things I see have her affiliated with that olive colored green, and then some other ones kind of have her with that more turquoise undertoned green. And so I just was like, all right, let's just combine the two together. So that's why I ended up going for that, and you'll see more of that green to come. Okay, moving on to our next item for Elphaba's side. So she needs somewhere to keep her clothing, so I went ahead and sourced this black dresser. It just fits perfectly with her bed frame, and I wanted to keep it slightly neutral for this. She does have a lot of cool pieces in her room, so we went more for a neutral dresser, and this one just is so elfy. All right, and then for our next item, it is so unique. I've never seen something quite like it, and it once again has the green that I wanted in there, has that more foresty green. So of course I had to include it, and it has just little flickers of other colors as well. I just really liked how it did tie back to the scene when Elphaba was in the gazebo with like all the mosaic tiles and like that super cool art piece that was fixed down from the top of the gazebo where she spun it, and all the mosaic tiles like made all these super cool flashes of light around. So that kind of was inspired by that scene. Now of course I had to drag in the photo that I chose for Elphaba to have sitting on her nightstand. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in so you guys can kind of see exactly what the photo is. So this photo is when Elphaba and Glinda were in their dorm room, and Glinda was helping Elphaba become more popular. I really wanted to include this as the photo that Elphaba keeps on her dresser because, of course, I loved this scene. This was definitely something where Elphaba felt a lot of heavy emotions. All right, so for Elphaba's next item, I went ahead and pulled a really cool poof or little stool. This poof looks very velvety. Of course I don't have it, so I don't fully know, but there's little flicks of light in there, like light cream, and that also did help to bring some of the light colors into the space, so it's not all just super dark. You will also see a couple pieces I add in a few minutes that also have a lighter color added into the space as well. All right, so now we have her nightstand, and I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in for the detail on this one as well. So just look at how gorgeous this nightstand is. Like, it speaks for itself, and it has some really cool green tones. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with it. There's not like a fight between the two greens. I feel like they just harmonize together. When you're working with colors of the same genre, like two greens or two blues or two pinks, sometimes like the pull towards one color might be more than the other. I really wanted them to work in tandem. That was a wicked quote, but I really wanted them to work in tandem together to make sure that they aren't too overpowering. Alright guys, and I found the most perfect and suitable lamp for Elphaba. This is so her. I found it on Amazon, the lampshade. The lamp base I believe was from Target. So now I have brought in Elphaba's throw blanket. So this throw blanket is going to sit atop her little stool that's on the end of her bed. And it reflects the cape that she wears that Glinda ties around her neck. So that was kind of the inspo for that. I wanted to go for that cape kind of vibe, and it also does bring in a lot of the attributes that you see in the hat that she wears. All right, our next item. I almost screamed when I found this item. I had to include it. It is kind of more modernized when her space isn't necessarily a modern style, but I do think that the colors really tie together. That green somehow managed to be the same green that was on the sheets that she has. Once again, you can see that cream in the background that kind of pulls together with that little poof that stands next to her nightstand. That is the first photo that we have for her wall. We have 2 more to go. It looks like it just would come in a set with the one that's already on the wall. Like, I think that they are sisters. They go really well together. And I set that one in a gold frame because there are hints of gold throughout Elphaba's room. There's a little bit of gold in the bench in front of her bed, and then there's some gold in the wall as well as the mirror. There's also a little bit of sparks of gold from the photo that I did happen to choose of Elphaba and Glinda together. That gold frame does help to make a home for the gold that is already included in the space. So our final photo for Elphaba's side is this one. So I'm not actually 100% sure what this is. All I know is that it's like a very natural shape and design, and it has more of a thicker black frame. I wanted to kind of have contrasting frames as well. This just feels like a set of photos that should come together. Like, I think these could be sold as a set and people would love them. This green one actually has a similar look and design as the dress or the cape that's flowing off the girl in the right photo. I really was happy with the way that those two paired specifically. So the next item that is pulled for this space is Elphaba's ceiling light. Kind of almost scaly, or it almost looks like bamboo reeds, or just it has some interesting texture on it. Broken glass, but it just adds a lot of dimension and characterization to Elphaba's space. Let's go ahead and look at these pictures together while we're in this general area. So yes, I honestly was so happy with how these look in comparison to one another. We have one more incredibly important item to include in Elphaba's space, so let's go ahead and pull that. This pillow makes this space Elphaba's side of the room. It is perfect. It's going to sit right in between the 2 silk pillows, so let's go ahead and zoom in. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of a better view on Elphaba's pillow. Does it not look perfect? I was a little worried with the pink because Elphaba doesn't have any pink on her side except for the tiny baby rose that's in your hair right here. The best part about it is that we have a twinning pillow to go on Glinda's side. And with that pillow added, we have finalized Elphaba's side of the room. So now we'll move to Glinda's side, and it is so cute. So here I have Glinda's bed, and as you can see, it is just undeniably pink. We've got a pink backboard, we've got the pink version of the sheets that Elphaba has. As you can see, we've got the green and the pink. When I found those on Amazon, oh my gosh, I was like, how can I not? Silk sheets are so in right now. All right, and then with her first item in, let's go ahead and bring her second item. Her item is a little bench to go on the end of her bed. And this one had already come with that white blanket on it, so I don't have the source for that blanket, but it was in the picture that I found, and I didn't want to remove it, and I thought it was a really nice little pop of white to go with her super overly pink space. I think the shape of it is so Glinda, and of course I had to choose it. So let's go ahead and move to her next item. This item is absolutely a necessity for Glinda. So we have her dresser. This dresser has some really intricate and beautifully designed detailing on it and some really nice gold accents. One thing I do like about the space is that the gold between the sides does help to unify the entire room. All right, and then let's bring in her next item. It is also a necessity. She needs a mirror, so we've got her this really cool gold and white mirror. And this mirror looks like it comes with the dresser that we have beneath it. She's very unified, and a lot of the furniture in her space reflects that. They definitely look like they could be a furniture set, but not too matchy-matchy. We wanted to include some personality. You'll see a lot more furniture of this style on her side. So now for Glinda's next item, we've got this beautiful photo of her and Fiero that we talked briefly about on the texture and palette page. So let's zoom in and get a closer look at what we've got going on for her dresser. Here we've got a close-up, and you can see, isn't that photo just the cutest? Let's move it down a bit. I just realized it was a little bit floating. But yes, there's our photo of Glinda and Fiero. So this scene is actually from when Elphaba gets upset at the animal cruelty going on in the school, and she makes all of the flowers float, and it makes the entire class drift to sleep. So there's Glinda, and she's just sleeping on Fiero's shoulder, and oddly enough, Fiero did not fall asleep, and I'd love to know why that was, but I still don't know why. So yeah, doesn't this just, these three pieces right here, they go so beautifully. Like, look at that. We've got the pink detail, of course, in the frame and the dresser. And then, of course, the mirror, the dresser, and the frame, all three have the gold accents and the super beautiful and intricate swirls and designs that you see in super princessy furniture like these. Okay, let's go to Glinda's next set of items. So, of course, because Elphaba has a poof on her side, Glinda wants one as well. And Glinda picks this adorable fluffy one. I wanted to neutralize the space using the white poof. There was a pink one, but I was like, this girl's already got so much pink on her side, so let's just neutralize it a little bit with a little bit of white. Of course, there's more pink to come though, because you can never have too much pink in Glinda's eyes. Let's get to her next item. So this item is really cool. This was a nightstand that I found, I believe it was on Amazon. And I didn't know Amazon had anything like this. So let's zoom in here and take a look. So this nightstand is really cute, and it has a couple drawers on it, so she can keep whatever she wants in there, maybe her sleeping mask, because a girl like her needs beauty sleep for sure. I really loved this nightstand. I think it's the perfect amount of royal and also just a little bit of neutral as well. So let's go ahead and include our lamp that goes on that nightstand, shall we? So her bedside table lamp is adorable. It really just looks like a pink version of Elphaba's, and I really like that because once again we are trying to create as much unity as we can without deviating from the girls' interests and personal styles. So now we're moving on to something that Elphaba doesn't have on her side. So Glinda loves clothing. I'm sure if you've watched Wicked, you've seen all of Glinda's clothes just thrown on Elphaba's side. She did not have enough room. I did include another little wardrobe for Glinda to store her items. Hopefully that prevents her from making Elphaba's side a pink wonderland again. And now let's move to the two pictures that I chose for Glinda. All right, and so for our first photo, I found this gorgeous picture. It's like a watercolor painting, and it's in a pink frame, of course, because we do have that little white border around it, which helps to allow for some excess pink to be used. We're gonna zoom in once I get everything on the wall, but I do want to talk about why I chose this painting. We have a twin painting to go with the one that we have previously chosen. So here we have the two photos stacked on top of each other. I think they are from the same painter or the same maker. So yeah, they're meant to be together. Let's go ahead and bring in our last wall item for Glinda. So I sourced another mirror, and the reason why I sourced another mirror for Glinda is because she loves to look cute, and she would really appreciate an extra mirror, especially one next to her bed. because she can make sure she looks pretty at all hours of the day, even though she already does. Elphaba has her little hat on the left side, and I just felt like Glinda needed something, and she doesn't have anything super sentimental like Elphaba does, so I wanted to include that mirror for her. Our second to last item for Glinda is her pink poof chandelier slash light. So this was screaming Glinda to me. This just reminds me of that little nightgown or little like shawl that she wore to bed, where it had like all the swirls of pink and it was like super fluffy and flowy, and she was going like this with it all. And this light is just that little shawl but in a light, so I was like, that is going in her room. Now for Glinda's last item, I'm sure you can guess what it is. Here it is! So it is Glinda's version of the pillow that we have for both of the girls. Let's zoom in and take a closer look at everything. There's Glinda's pillow. It has the little pops of green in it, which go really well on her side. I intentionally picked these paintings, wallpaper, and some of the other items in her space because they do allow for the green to make an appearance. I don't think she would be super into having a bunch of green tones in her space, but the ones that are in the space do really look nice. And while we're zoomed in, let's look at the wardrobe. So this wardrobe actually looks so similar to her dresser. The only difference between the two is the handles that we've got on the drawers. But of course with that, I couldn't be too picky, so I wanted to go for something as close as I could. These pieces of furniture really do look like someone spent a long time making all the little intricate marks and designs, and even though I'm not someone who's super into intricate furniture with little details like this for my own space, I love to decorate with them in other spaces. They make a really nice addition to a space and add a lot of personality. So here we have the arrangement of all the items collectively together. I am going to move everything around and make sure that everything is in the places that they need to be, and then I'll be right back with you guys after that. Hey guys, so I am back after moving all the furniture around and ensuring that they look perfect in their positions. What do you guys think? I think it looks incredible, and I believe both the girls would love to have this space because it is uniquely both of them. Do you hear that? It sounds like someone's knocking at the door, so let's go see who that is. Oh, it's Elphaba and Glinda. They arrived just on time. Girls, how do you like the room? I think they love it. So look at them in their little space. How cute is that? I'm very, very happy with the way this turned out. I had so much fun making this space. And you know, while I was doing all the decorating and finding the furniture, I was listening to the Wicked soundtrack because I had to get in the mood to help these girlies out and make a space for them. I think they look adorable, the girls and the room. And of course, I'm going to have the links in the description of every single piece of furniture that I have used today, including the walls, the wallpaper, the flooring, the fixtures, every single item. It's all sourced. I can't wait to see you guys for the next video. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys with the finished product. Unfortunately, I'm gonna make Elphaba and Glinda leave their new space so that you can get a better view on everything that is included. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this space as much as I did, and if you haven't seen Wicked, go see it because it is such a cute movie. I'll see you guys for the next video. Bye!